Okay, we good.
Hey, shalom to the hopeful elect. First and foremost, we'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. Hey, we're just a couple brothers from the GMS SF Bay Area camp. All right, come together through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai to get into prophecy. All right, and Lord's will is edifying. But we got a couple articles lined up. All right, and apostles, brothers have been getting into it, which shows you the times we're in. All right, now the first thing we got lined up is this thing called the DoD directive. I believe it's 5240.01. All right, and they basically made it into law September 27th, which was a couple weeks ago. All right. And it's going to get into it. Basically, Esau has the ability to use lethal force. All right. And all while all these distractions were going on, you had the whole Diddy thing just a couple weeks ago. All right. People are into football. They're into whatever new show is on Netflix. All right. Whatever things going on the social media, all those things are distractions. And this is what Esau is doing behind the scenes. All right. He's setting the narrative. He's getting things ready. All right. For when that ultimate chaos comes and he can establish his order, but he's going to be able to use and he's going to be able to be justified through his laws. All right. Now, when we're going to jump down and just read through it real quick to, I believe, what was the section 3.3?
Yep. Page 13.
Yeah. 3.3 section C. And just read a little bit of it. Yep. And it says levels of authority. And basically, what does it say? It says, subject to paragraph 3.1, defense intelligence components may provide personnel to assist a federal department or agency, including a federal law enforcement agency or a state and local law enforcement agency, when lives are in danger in response to a request for such assistance in accordance with the following approval authorities, which goes into the Secretary of Defense. All right, which basically means, they're able to give assistance to the cops or any state agency, and that's military assistance. All right. Now, when you go to section C, it says assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality. All right. And this is the point, lethality. They're able to use lethal force. All right. And again, this might have seemed far-fetched, but our apostles and elders have been going in this for decades. All right. This might have seemed far-fetched just, a decade ago, a couple of years ago, or hell, even a couple months ago. But see, Esau is putting these laws in the book. So again, he can be justified through his law system to be able to use these things. All right. And come down upon the so-called American people. And we know exactly who he's targeting. All right. Which we're going to grab a couple of precepts. But, it's primarily going to be targeted towards Jake. All right. And again, we're in 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And we're seeing how the Lord is literally putting the puzzle pieces in place. All right. Or setting the chess pieces up to really come down with that wrath. All right. But it says, with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonable, foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. Such use of force must be in accordance with potentially is further restricted, yada, yada. But the point is what? They can, if there's an anticipation where the people will rise up, all right, they can call in the military and use that lethal force, all right, which goes into what is that, Second Ezra 15th chapter, all right. But real quick, let's grab Isaiah 10:1, and then we'll jump to the Trump article, all right, because hey, this is Esau's MO, all right. You want to read that real quick, Bubba Shaw?
This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Yep. And woe meaning destruction. All right. And this is an unrighteous decree. All right. Because ultimately Esau has a narrative that he's pushing. All right, and this is all going to be to establish, all right, his NWO, all right, his Great Reset, whatever you want to call it, but it's for him to establish his agenda. All right, and the way he's doing it is by unrighteous decrees. That's why you see all the things that are going on. All right, you know, you had just a couple weeks ago as well. You had the United Nations rule on the Pact of the Future. Okay, which I believe it was 193 countries. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, that basically agreed to go into this whole digital society. All right, now when you look into it, you know, basically it goes into, you know, pure total control, like Alex Jones was saying. You know, it's total control. You know, where, you know, you will own nothing and be happy. You'll be a part of the system on that digital ID, that digital database. You know, the money that you so-called have is not going to be money. It's going to be digital. All right. You're going to have a certain time frame to use it, certain things that you can use it on. All right. But ultimately it goes into that MOTB system. All right. Now, again, you know, the one we just read, Esau he's made it the right to where if he sees fit, he can come down with lethal force. All right. Where if a confrontation is anticipated, all right, even if it's a so-called peaceful, you know, Esau can twist everything, and that's why the laws are, what do they call that? Able to be interpreted. All right. However they sway it, they can say whatever they want. All right, and come down with that great wrath. All right. Was that in on that?
Nah, it's a little bit more. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed."
Yep, and this grievousness. All right, and again, you know, I mentioned that UN Pact. That's grievousness. All right, to try and set up a system which is unbalanced. All right, which it goes into, you know, basically controlling your day-to-day life, controlling what you buy. All right, controlling what you eat, controlling what you do. All right, that's grievousness. All right. Now, again, this is the Edomite we're talking about. All right, and he's able to do this because, well, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, but you know what? We're coming into a time where Yahushua is going to make his return and put this man down. But before that, you're going to see a lot of chaos, and ultimately, this is going to lead into Jacob's trouble. All right. But that was it on that.
I might as well just read the second verse real quick. It says, "To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless."
Yeah, and you know, righteous judgment isn't executed here. All right, Esau pushes a law system or a set of laws that are totally contrary to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, and righteous judgment is not gone out here. That's why you have, you know, this whole, you know, transformer ideology. All right, you have the alphabet community. Okay, you have everybody into, you know, whatever. All right, you have all these different philosophies, all these different idolatries. All right, you know, women are held in a high regard, even if they, you know, commit adultery. They're given money. They're given all these different, you know, rights and goodies. All right, for you know, sleeping around. All right, hey, that's not right. Okay, and that's not true judgment.
That's right.
Jump real quick. Jump to the Trump one, and then we'll just go into the scriptures after that.
Okay.
And so this is the other one we wanted to get. This is the other article. All right. So in addition to the DoD directive, was it 5420.01? All right, which gives the troops or gives the military the ability to use lethal force. You had this in the news. All right, this is a talking point from Trump, which is a presidential nominee. All right, which, hey, he might be the next president. We'll see. But he's promised to invoke, all right, what is called, I believe it's called the Illegal Aliens Act. All right. Now I'm gonna just read a little bit of it. Okay. This what is this from? This is from independent.co.uk. And it says Trump's plan for mass deportation invokes 226-year-old law used to detain Japanese Americans. All right. So now, I mean, we don't really have to read the article, but you know, if you're familiar with what happened to the Japanese, you know, in World War II, they used what is called the. Let me see. Go down. It might mention it. It says. Yeah. It says right there the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Well, let's just read a little bit of it. It says Donald Trump wants to immediately invoke a more than 200-year-old wartime law that grants the president unilateral authority to deploy federal law enforcement for rounding up and deporting immigrants as soon as he enters office. So now, you know, if he comes into office and he really invokes this act, they'll have the ability to round up so-called immigrants, but also they'll be able to use lethal force, as we just read in that DOD directive. All right. It says deporting immigrants as soon as he enters office. The former president, speaking at Aurora, Colorado on Friday, told supporters that he plans to revive the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which would give the president unprecedented ability to target foreigners for removal without a hearing or due process based solely on their place of birth or citizenship. All right.
But really, you know, really, I'm as you're saying this, I'm thinking about the more violent aspect of it, the power that he actually has to do. Because really, you're gonna have a lot of the nations that are here in America when America is actually destroyed. Because if whether you're an Israelite or you're a heathen, if you're on the shores of America, if you're in America by the time that those missiles are shot off, you will be destroyed here in America. You know. So although, because we know that Esau Edom, he likes to put his plans out of what he plans to do, but the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai has plans of his own, you know. So that I was kind of thinking about that as well.
Yeah, which is, see, not only because this is, you know, on the premise of basically he'll be able to deport them. All right, but as we see what happened when they actually used this act, there was, like we were talking earlier, there was an example in the time of World War II when they rounded up the Japanese. They didn't necessarily have to deport them. What did they do? They just put them in internment camps. All right. So, and if you're familiar with that, even if you weren't a Japanese citizen, even if you were born in America and you were a U.S. citizen, they were able to round you up. All right. So, and who are the immigrants? Jake. All right. Latinos and so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you know, the northern and the southern tribes, a lot of them that were coming during these past years. All right, as what did Trump say? You know, the Haitians eating the pets. You know what I mean? So he's already painted that broad stroke. But again, you know, this act gives him that unprecedented ability. All right, to be able to come down with that great wrath. All right, and again, you match this up with the DOD directive that we just read. They're able to use lethal force. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that. Unless you seen something else you wanted to read, bro.
There was this little section. It says and I'm guessing this. Well, I won't guess, but oh yeah, so yeah, it did come from Trump. It says, and if they come back into our country, they will be told it is an automatic 10-year sentence in jail with no possibility of parole, said Trump.
Yeah, so it's basically targeting, you know, so-called illegal immigrants. You know, exactly. But again, you know, this shows that all these laws, directives, okay, you know, the presidential decrees that are being pushed out again goes into Isaiah 10, which is the unrighteous decrees. But see, all in all, this is heading into what's ultimately Jacob's trouble. All right, but this is prophecy. All right. And you got something, bro?
Yeah, bro. My shit just started tripping.
Yeah, it looks like it's bugging out on this end.
Yeah, this is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
Yep. So now we're seeing the stages being set. All right. And prophecy is speaking, okay, as it pertains to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. And it's speaking because we're at the end. All right. Now, one of the end time, you know, end time prophecies. All right, we just read it. Esau coming down with great wrath because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Because hey, this is it. This is it for this devil. All right, you're having the great awakening. You're having all the signs and the prophecies showing that Yahushua is about to make his return. So with that, what is Esau doing? Esau understands he's running out of time. Okay, but see, him being the devil that he is, he's gonna fully tap into his blessing, which is the sword, and he's gonna show what he's really about. All right. Now it says he's come down onto you having great wrath because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So now how is he going to come down with that great wrath? Well, we read a couple of the directives, a couple of the things that show, he'll be able to use lethal force. He'll be able to round you up in so-called concentration camps. All right. Internment camps, whatever you want to call them. All right. But this is what he's doing. This is in the mind. This is the agenda of Esau Edom. And it's ultimately to push his narrative. All right. Which is going into that MOTB system. And he's going to be able to make that clear distinction of who's with it and who's not. And those who are against it, all right, so-called illegals, all right, or those who aren't with what's being pushed are going to be rounded up. All right, they're going to be persecuted. You got it, bro.
Yep. Real quick, precept, Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. He spake as a dragon.
Yep. Going into what we have now, all right, a America, okay. Now is what did it say? It said he had two horns like a lamb, okay, which a lamb is a docile animal. Mm-hmm. So you think he's humble, you think he's for the people, all right. But what did it say? He spake as a dragon, going into that draconian mindset that he has and the draconian laws that he pushes. Well, we just read it in Isaiah 10 and 1. All right, those grievous laws. Okay. And the two horns, all right, it goes back to that two-party system, all right, which is the Democrats and Republicans, which goes to show you that, they're so-called, at odds with each other. All right, it's the two enemies, all right, but they're two horns of the same beast.
Yep.
All right, but what do they call them? They call them left wing and right wing. Mm-hmm. Left wing and right wing of what? Are the same bird.
Yep.
Right. So and again, what proves that is we just seen this DOD directive being established now during the Kamala administration or Biden administration, whatever you want to call it, the Democrats. All right. But who's probably going to use it? All right. Trump's going to use it if he comes into power. Mm-hmm. All right. Which goes to show you they work hand in hand, even though they have that facade that they hate each other. They really work with each other.
That's right. They ultimately all of them have to do the bidding of the elites.
Yep.
Which are those Amalekites. So though you got people saying, I'm gonna vote for this person because of this, and they say I'm gonna vote for that person because of that. At the end, when it all boils down to it, the elites have one agenda. Okay, and that's that great reset, which Lord, we can get this as well, but they have one agenda, and no matter who gets in office, they will be pushed forth to, they will be used to push forth that agenda,
Yep.
for the elites, and that's why you see all of these, these legislations, and there are many more that go out that go under people's heads. You got some, Edomites that may bring these things out, or you got, sometimes you have them on TikTok, and they bring these things out, but these laws, these legislations that are being passed, you people live here in America, so it directly affects you whether you know it or not, and whether it's done right away or not, and we know what it's all going to lead to. It's all going to trickle down to, right here, Revelation 13 and 13 and 16.
Yep.
But real quick, this is Job. Job 5 and 12. It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Yeah, and this, ultimately, what Yahweh Shem Shai is going to disappoint this man. Mm-hmm. All right, because this is a device of the crafty. Because what is it ultimately going into? It's going into that MOTB, which it might be in the same chapter, but I know it's in the same book. It talks about when he is about to fill his belly, he'll be in straits. So, even though, and this is beautiful. This is, this is why we have hope, and this is why we're not to fear what's coming upon this earth, all right, and what this man's going to do, because ultimately the Lord has given us the answers. All right. Yeah, Esau's going to come down with great wrath. All right. Hey, he's going to go crazy. But you know what? The elect are going to be safe from that. And ultimately, all right, this man's going to be taken out of power. All right. Esau's going to be taken out.
Yep. And as he does this, as he continues to go with this, as the scriptures have said that he would do, we know that everything else in the scriptures are true, which, as we're reading right now, the fact that he's going through with this plan, the fact that, bro, Esau Edom, he's going all gas, no brakes, man. He's, as we're about to read, right? He can't hit the brakes. The Lord is not allowing him the time to really hit the brakes. He's on a he's on a speed run right now.
Yep.
I just keep going. It says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Yeah. And it's funny because ultimately, what is this? What is Esau's agenda? It's basically total control. All right. He wants to fully enslave whoever is left on the earth, to just say it like that, after he's done with it, But it's funny because it says what? He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, because ultimately Esau is going to be in straits. Esau is going to go into slavery. So all these thoughts of what he's going to do, primarily to us in the whole world, all right, in the end, what's going to happen? He's going to go into slavery.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead.
So he got this. He had that agenda. They had the stones that was just broken, but on those Georgia Guide stones,
yeah,
he had one of them. One of the commandments, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Basically get population under what was it, 500 million?
Yeah.
And the way that he plans to go about it, this is all a part of his craftiness. Though the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is having him do it to bring forth judgment. In Esau Edom's mind, this is his craftiness. This is how he wants to gain control. Through chaos, man. The scriptures speak about through violence. He taketh lands by violence. And what's going on now, man? Well, you got people that's talking about which I believe it to be so. Fucking weather manipulation, man. What he got going on the East Coast, Oh
yeah. Well, I mean, he's already proved it, and they've done documentaries on it. It's not even conspiracy that he has the ability to do those things. Mm-hmm. He has the ability to influence weather. All right. So I mean, it's common knowledge, but here it is. How they have that propaganda machine trying to say it's all conspiracy. I mean, they've already come out with documentaries going into it.
Yeah, and then concerning war strategy, when you look at what they're doing, and you try to when you analyze what they're doing, and you try to look at the effect of what's going on through everything he's doing, especially with what he has going on the East Coast with the weather manipulation, what's being done after that? He's setting up 15-minute cities,
Yep.
Which is all playing into the craftiness. What does he want? He wants total control, man. That great reset.
Yep.
I'll keep going. It says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
Yeah, he's rushed, and that's a spirit, because you're gonna look. Yeah.
That word for headlong is mahar.
Yep.
Which means to hasten.
Yep. And we just got it in Revelation, the 12th chapter, that he knoweth that he had but a short time. Mm-hmm. So knowing that he had but a short time and seeing that these things are happening, he's trying to go fast. Mm-hmm. But with his speed, he's becoming very sloppy. Mm-hmm. All right. He's being exposed at an all-time high. Everybody's hip to, I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people are hip to what's going on. Mm-hmm. The scriptures say the heavens shall reveal his iniquity. All right. Also his own tongue shall fall upon him. Mm-hmm. All right. He's being exposed.
Yep.
So ultimately he's being exposed by the prophets. All right. So, when this time comes, there's no excuse. All right. If you run to the devil, seeing what he's planned, seeing what's in his mind, seeing his agenda, then it is what it is. All right. Mm-hmm. It talks about those who are joined unto the wicked,
Yeah. Yeah. And I was thinking too, he's moving so fast. He don't have time to pick up the pieces that he's dropping. So he's being exposed in every aspect, but it's literally nothing he can do. He just got to keep moving forward.
Yep.
You know, he doesn't have that time to spare to stop and pick up the pieces and try to gain the favor of the masses. He has no time for that. He just got to keep on going. He just got to keep moving forward, man.
Yep.
And with that keep moving forward, you got the prophets, the spirit, the Lord Yahweh has put on the prophets. Every word that he's dropping shit, the prophets is calling it out, man.
Yeah.
You know, the scriptures speak about how he's consumed with the spirit of the Lord's mouth. Because the prophets are on it, man. We calling everything out. And you have Edomites that are, they're bringing out different things that we may not, we may not get a hold of. But when these people bring it out, then it's just extra fuel to the fire. Esau just getting fucking ate up, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Just like this document the brother found, This is literally Esau's, he literally, what is it, passed already?
Yeah, September 27th.
So this is the mind of Esau Edom, man. This is what he plans to do to you people, man.
Yep.
This is your government.
Yep. And you see, because he's moving in haste, all right. Well, that's why Revelation 12 again, he said what? He's come down onto you having great wrath. So it's going to get to that point because he can't cover his tracks and he can't control the narrative that he's just going to come straight down with that great wrath. All right. That's why he's setting the laws up now to where when it happens, all right. And of course, he's going to set the narrative. So he's going to make it to where these people, have that uprising or these little skirmishes, whatever it is, to where he could just come down and be justified through his law system to just use lethal force, But this is all prophecy.
That's right. It says to be hurried, be anxious, to hasten, make haste, prepare quickly.
Yeah.
To do quickly.
Yeah. And again, So when you move in haste, you move sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is. He has his plan. But he has to move fast because, again, he knows he has but a short time. He's seeing, all right. Hey, I remember the brother Manatazak, he did a lesson a while back, whenever he was speaking, and he said, once they seen that one NASA feed, basically with that chariot that was bigger than the whole earth, and they cut the feed, hey, Esau started moving fast. And right after that's when you had the whole lockdown, going back, a couple years ago, and then now you just see all these laws right after another being pushed. You see the war out there, it just everything is happening fast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It says to bring quickly, So he's moving sloppy, bro. Here it is. All of this is going on the East Coast, and at the same time that I forget which one was the first one, Milton. I forget which one, but the same. It went from a category. Yeah, it went from a category like 2 or 3, and it jumped up to a 5.
Yeah, that was Milton.
What'd you say?
That was Milton.
Okay, and meanwhile, while that's happening, it's hot as fuck on the West Coast. Abnormally hot. Yep. I mean, it like people that's even from here, they're like, bro, this shit is not normal.
Yeah.
So he's all over the place, but it's all ultimately is tying into, the power that's been given unto Esau Edom to basically to destroy.
That's right, bro. Is that it on that? I got a quick one real quick.
Yeah, that was pretty much it on that.
Let me read this real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15, and I'll start at verse 14. And it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." And woe to the world, again meaning destruction. But it says, what? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. Which, again, you're seeing this. All right. Not only in these wars going all around the world, but you're seeing this happen real time over here. All right, with all these uprisings, and it's only going to get worse. All right, these people are going to go crazy with all them guns. You see, like right now, the divide, especially among these Americans, is at an all-time high, and we're heading into the elections, and a lot can happen until then. But even when the elections go off, whoever's chosen, hey, the other side's gonna be mad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see what they're trying to do to my man Trump right now. You know,
it was like two assassination attempts already.
I think they're already on 3. Supposedly, allegedly, there was a 3rd one.
Bro, within a span of like what, 2-3 months?
Yeah,
you know,
it's crazy. It says, but this is the point. It says 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their powers. And I bring this out because, you know, when the sedition, all right, is going against that government, and they're not regarding kings nor princes, and that's the governing authorities. You know, your presidents or your local law enforcement, your mayors, your governors. All right, these people are going to get to that point where even now they're doing it, but they're going to get even more to where they rise up against these governments. Now, that is the perfect situation for them to implement what they just came out with. All right, DOD, what was it, 2401 or whatever, 5420? Forgot what it was. 5240.01. You know, so this gives them, when this prophecy comes to pass, these laws that they've written gives them the so-called justice to come down with that lethal force.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It says, that's pretty much the point right there.
Baba Kashaf, you can read you might as well read all the way down to 19.
Oh yeah, that's the spirit. Let's go. It's verse 17, 2 Ezra 15 and 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is what's coming. You know, houses being destroyed. Hey, Esau coming down with that great wrath. You know, cities troubled. You got military occupation. You know, Gurkha troops, martial law. You know.
Yeah, bro, and that's beautiful, bro, because the Lord is getting 2 birds with 1 stone. The people here in America are completely wicked, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just completely on the left-hand side. And the scriptures say that as the ruler of the people is, you know, so are the people that dwell therein.
Yep.
So the people are completely proud. They're completely wicked. Esau has given them the power to exalt wickedness. The scriptures say folly is set in great dignity. So because of all of this, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna get 2 birds with 1 stone. Esau Edom, for the most part, where it really matters is you tribes. The hammer is going to be brought down upon you tribes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which is coined as the time of Jacob's trouble. But everybody that's in America is going to feel this, man. You know, you often have brothers that speak about, you'll have some areas, you know, that may keep, so to speak, like it's normalcy. But for the most part, like you got these big cities, these people, man, you can literally see it doesn't take a lot for these people to, you know, commit cannibalism. You know, food not there for what, a day, 2 days. People are going to completely bug out, man. As it's about to go into in the 19th verse.
Yep. Well, like you said, bro, it might be peaceful in certain areas, but a lot of these areas are going to be going crazy. Well, even now, I mean, look at like the city and look at Oakland. Mm-hmm. You know, look at the crime rates. Look at, you know, I mean, they're even said not to. Hey, don't go there. If you're a tourist, don't go there. Probably going to get your car broken into. But going to get robbed. All right, it's like the Wild Wild West in Oakland. You got people just going crazy. But how much more in the time where Esau puts more hell on these people? You know, shuts shit down. Remember, you still got that strike over there, the longshoreman strike, that they extended the contract till January 15th. So that potentially they could still lock shit down if they don't come to an agreement. But either way, we know there's going to be famines. All right, we know there's going to be all these different calamities. All right, these plagues coming upon this place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then finishing off, the reason why I said the Lord is getting 2 birds with 1 stone, because the Lord is using Esau Edom to bring forth death and destruction.
Yep.
But also Esau, according to Esau Edom's plans, which we already got it, but according to Esau Edom's plan, how he plans to basically have total control, the Lord is about to, as a brother said, rain down upon him while he is eating, which I got it right here. That's Job 20. But the Lord is going to disappoint Esau Edom as well.
Yep.
You know, although he's being used to bring forth, you know, the destruction. His destruction is literally, he's able to persevere in the sword that he's been given, you know. But the Lord is going to turn around and destroy him as well. That's pretty much the point, though.
That's right, bro. It says, yep, what am I? Verse
19.
Yeah, verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
See?
So that's the point. You know, this it's gonna be chaotic. So here it is. You know, you got Esau. You know, he's coming down, and these people going crazy. All right, you got the famines. Hey, the Lord's about to hit this place and keep hitting it. He's about to knock it out the ring.
That's right.
Inside joke, but you know, hey, this is what's coming here. You know, and this is what our apostles and elders been going into this for decades now. All right, this is prophecy. And this is what we're about to see happen in full force.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it on that, huh?
Okay. Let me see.
You had some? Job 20?
Yeah, Job 20.
Con.
Job 20, and I'll just do 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Yep. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So, right, after, because the chaos is going to happen. Mm-hmm. All right. He's going to be able to chip up whoever he chips up. All right. He's about to be in that sufficiency. All right. But as soon as that happens, what's going to come into power, or who's going to come into power? Yahushai. All right. Yahushai is going to make his return, take this man out of power, and then what? Put him in slavery.
That's right. It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah. And I believe when you go into that word wicked, it talks about the laborers.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yep. Labor, suffer, wretched one, labor.
Yep.
Yep.
It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, hey, this man ain't gonna win, So we see everything that he's being put into place, and the Lord has it happen, gradually. It's to us, we hasten the day because we know these things must happen. But the Lord has the perfect, movie being played out. All right, he's just building up the climax to the movie. All right, so now you see Esau coming down with these laws. You see it. He's about to implement it. He's going to be able to do. He's only going to be able to go so far. The scriptures talk about the bounds that he cannot pass. Mm-hmm. But then once he gets to that point, what does it say? When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. All right. And ultimately, over here in America, this place is about to be destroyed. Mm-hmm. All right, with thermonuclear fire. All right.
It says, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Yeah. So just right when he thinks he's got it, I got these Israelites. All the other ones are, whatever, on the run or in these prisons. Well, that's when this place is about to be destroyed, and that's when he's about to be taken out of power.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That was it on that.
Yeah, that was pretty much it on that. Did you have anything?
Yeah. Let me grab this, and then if we don't have anything else, we probably that's the spirit. 2 Ezra 16. But if we don't have anything else, we can end on that. But this is 2 Ezra chapter 16, and let me see what I want to start. Let me start at verse 68. Okay. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." All right. Hey, we see these things being set for the persecution primarily of the elect. All right. Hey, but all Israel, they're going to be caught up in this. And the certain of the elect who get put into these positions. All right. Hey, it's all just a test. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But it says, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. So those who bend to his will, all right, they take his MOTB, they submit to the system, all right, they're going to be had in derision. Ultimately, Revelation, the 14th chapter. All right. But the ones of the elect, all right, who are put in these positions, we'll grab it real quick. What is it? Revelation, the 2nd chapter. They're going to be kept from these things. All right. I believe it's Revelation 2 and 10.
Revelation 2 and 10.
Yep.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried.
In prison. So, what are these concentration camps, or, these internment camps, whatever you call them. All right. And it's the spirit, because, here it is, Trump's talking that narrative about being able to do these certain things. But a couple years back, I remember I had done a lesson on it. There's this military contract lady, I forgot her name, but she was going into how they have a whole bunch of these contracts of building these military, what she called military installations or military internment camps all over the country, and she specifically said, I remember she specifically said they're for people, she mentioned sedition. So there are people who are, basically in that sedition, who are being seditious, coming against the government. All right. So what did it say? It said, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. The Lord doesn't give us the spirit of fear. Go ahead.
It says, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried.
Yep. So those of the elect, all right, that are put into prison, just remember it's a trial. It's just another part of our walk. Go ahead.
And ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Yeah, and you shall have tribulation 10 days, which the 10 days just represents a period of time. So however long it is, all right, days, weeks, months, all right, we know ultimately it's going to be quick, but understand that it's just a trial. You got to remember that it's just a trial. And then ultimately, go ahead.
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Yep. So if you're faithful unto death, so even if, it leads to your death, because the scriptures talk about the beheadings of, certain elect members. If that's the case, well, what does it say? The Lord's going to give us a crown of life. All right. But as we read in 2 Ezra 16, I'll read it again. It says, verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. So if you're not faithful, all right, and you don't pass the test, and you give in to what Esau's offering, all right, you're going to be had in derision. All right. Ultimately, you're going to have to partake in that nuclear fire.
Yeah, because the story doesn't end when we, if we're called to be martyrs, the story doesn't end when we die in this flesh. That's not how the Lord designed it to be, that it just ends when we die. Nah, man. This is just a transition. So it's telling us we're not to fear, man. This is what may be required, but you got to understand that sacrifices must be made.
Yeah. Yep.
And that sacrifice, your works are going to follow you. So if you have to sacrifice to that level, there is a reward for you. The Lord is not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love, which ye have shown toward his name.
Yep. And see, this is why the scriptures say knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. All right, because this is why we're storing up the knowledge, the wisdom to have that understanding when we're put into these situations, and we have hope. All right. And we have hope, and we have the understanding of what comes next. All right. Because ultimately Esau is going to be taken out of power. All right. Ultimately, the Lord can have miracles done. All right. You might be in prison. You remember the scriptures of how men of the Lord were able to be brought out of prison. Doors just opened up by the angels. All right. Or the Lord had put spirit on the certain prison guards to let the men of the Lord out, or just having to, endure and, the Lord getting you out of that. But we read, be thou faithful unto death, and the Lord shall give you a crown of life. But so even if it does lead to death, the Lord's going to give us a crown of life. All right. So we know what's coming. All right. We have the answers, but, this is why it's important to store up this knowledge and wisdom, so you have that stability and that hope in these times to come. Continuing on, it says, verse 70, it says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. You know, and see, ultimately everything that's coming, all right, is for the wicked, all right, for the wicked of our people. You know, we know there's a persecution. Some of the elect will be caught up in this, but the majority is going to be saved. All right. The scriptures say when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Lord is going to lift up that standard. You have to understand, you know, if the Lord be with us, you know, there's who can go against us. All right. Everything is going to be sanctioned, but the majority of the elect are going to be saved. All right. So you have spiritual power coming, you know, you have miracles coming, you know. And ultimately, you have the hope and understanding that Esau, no matter what, he's going to be taken out of power. You know, I remember Apostle Tahar saying a while back, you know, once this man implements the MOTB, it's not long after until, you know, that salvation comes. You know, it could be days, it could be months, but we're not going to be going years on this planet with Esau, you know, pushing the MOTB, you know. It says, for there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. All right, because ultimately the elect are going to stand tall. You know, the elect aren't going to give in. The elect aren't. Hey, the scriptures say we're going to be like pilgrims. So understanding if Esau does come in with all these things, he takes these so-called material, you know, possessions from us. We know, hey, it's all temporary anyway. You know. But hey, all these other people are going to be bugging out. That's why the 2/3 are going to be giving in. They're going to be giving in to what Esau's offering them, ultimately taking that MOTB. You know, because here it is. You have, you know, a lot of these people who know what's going on. All right, you know, you have a lot of truthers. You have a lot of what do they call them? Preppers. You know, who understand they're prepping and they're not with the system. Hey, but they don't have the covering of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So, hey, once that heat gets put on, hey, they're gonna fold. You know. It says they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. All right. Again, we have nothing to fear. All right. It says, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travail through. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. Yeah, you can't let your sins weigh you down. You got to repent and then, you know, believe in Yahweh Shai's sacrifice. You know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had, bro.
Well, you know, with that, you know, Lord's will, this was edifying. Again, you know, we just wanted to touch on the subject of Esau coming down with great wrath. He's, you know, he's pushing, you know, he's working. All right, the Lord is working on the left-hand side and the right. You know, there's a beautiful time to be alive right now, seeing these prophecies come to pass. All right, but you know, it's going to turn up. You know, it's going to turn up prophecy-wise. Esau is going to be making more and more of these laws. He's going to set this. He's going to want to set this system right. So when he fully has that big event, all right, he'll just be able to, you know, push his agenda. You know. Right. But again, we're seeing the things being put into place now. All right, this is what our apostles and elders been going into for decades. All right, these are the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, but again, Lord's will, this is edifying. Once again, we want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect and above.
Shalom to the elect above.